Hey guys, Xaryu here, and today I have been reading your guys' comments, and a lot of you guys want some double rogue action, so I'm going to hop into some double rogue gameplay right away here with you guys with Roastmaster X and Schwap X, the boys. I haven't looked at ladder. We might still be the highest rogues in 2v2. I could be wrong. Don't fact check me on that one. But I know we were about a week ago, and we've been playing a lot. We've been staying around 2,300 rating as double rogue, which is super awesome. But right away in the opener, I wanted to show you guys a game versus a feral druid, because feral druids, well, for one, you guys have been asking for the games against feral druids, and for two, they are very difficult for us to beat. As you can imagine, if the feral druid gets a bleed up onto us, we pretty much lose. A good strategy we've been doing is paladin goes. So right away, we're sapping off the Light's Grace. We're going to sap the feral druid, and we're going to do a big go onto the pally. Mark for Death Kidney on the pally. Blind on the feral's trinket. We're going all in, getting as many cooldowns as we can. We get the feral's trinket, and we get bubble. So if we wait a really long time, Pally's going to have another bump available. If we go right in this Forbearance, we're going to be able to kill the Pally before his next bop is off of cooldown, but he does still have Trinket. So it's kind of like, we can either go right now and ult in, or we can wait about 30 or 40 seconds. He's going to have another bop, but we could still kill him through bop with Gloomblade, with Nightblade, if he doesn't bop at high enough life, or we could have just all in there. So those are kind of like the two strategies. Now, we can also go Feral Druid, but at this point, he's in bear form. He's going to take a lot less damage. The Pally still has Trinket Sack, and then if we reset and do another go, which we're playing Long Vanish here, so we can't really do that, but if we reset and do another go, then he's going to have a bop, and then a bubble, or not a bubble, but then a bop, and then if he's playing two bops and another bop, and then by that time, he's going to have another Trinket, another Sack. So it's just a lot of goes if we're going to go Feral Druid. Now, eyes, guys, come out at 23:30. So the eyes are up in about 4 seconds here. So we're going to need to do a go. We just have Cold Blood and Gormaz coming off of cooldown, and we're wanting to do a go onto the Paladin. So right when the Paladin gets eye, we're going to sap him. Sap off this Light's Grace. Once again, we're going to actually do a feral go here. So I was assuming, like, if I was playing this, I would have wanted to go Pally, but we're actually going to do a feral go here, get that full kidney onto the feral, resap the Paladin, Trinket and Sacks. And now with that Trinket Sack, we're going to then swamp the Paladin. The Pally's going to take a little bit extra damage from that Sack, and he has no Trinket. He does have a bop available, though. We have this dance rolling, have a second dance available, have that Symbols of Death for 5 more seconds, and Blades popped as well. So we're going to go ahead and Cheap Shot, put up the Nightblade, re-Cheap Shot, maybe get one more Cheap Shot into a Blood Elf Silence. Now look, the Pally used this as bop, but we have 2 Nightblades rolling, and I have that Blood Elf Silence onto the Pally, spamming that Gloomblade, and now my partner Blood Elf silences him through that bop, and he does go down through the bop with just Gloomblade, Nightblade, and 2 Blood Elf silences. So you can definitely kill through bop if they don't do it high enough. So that's one of our wins against a Feral Druid, guys. But if this game, as you can imagine, goes on any longer, we're going to get destroyed by that Feral incarnation. The Feral bleeds, and we pretty much die in like a couple seconds. So here is another game versus Holy Paladin, Feral Druid, this time on Tiger's Peak Arena. But in this match, I want to show you guys what can really happen if that Feral Druid connects just for a few seconds, and why it's so hard to beat Feral Druids. We do okay in this game, but, you know, if anything goes wrong, or if anything happens where the Feral Druid can just stun me and hit me for just a couple of seconds, I'll die 100-0 so fast, because Feral Druids have a lot of damage. Right away, once again, sap the Feral Druid, open on the Paladin, Mark for Death Kidney, Cheap Shot the Feral Druid onto his Trinket, opening on the Pally as hard as we can. Blood Elf Silence comes out, and we do vanish out once again. So Paladin used his wall, used bubble, Feral trinketed there. We're just sitting in stealth. I'm not sure if this Thrash is going to break or not, but we get that full sap onto the Druid, back onto the Paladin right away. So what I want to talk about in this game is what we kind of planned to do in our last game, which was go onto the Pally, get bubble, and then kill him in that Forbearance. Forbearance, guys, has 14 seconds remaining. The Feral Druid is in the sap. We have a half sap, maybe we have that blind available, have that off kidney on to the Druid. So we have a lot of CC onto the Druid still. And this Paladin, if we just keep pretty much slamming him down, he has Trinket available for this kidney shot that comes out, and he does Trinket that kidney. We do Blood Elf silence him, though, into another Cheap Shot, and he pretty much just goes down with that Gloomblade, with the dance, with the symbols. Pretty much use every cooldown here. But this is kind of what I wanted to show you guys. With the Feral Druid, once he pops that Incarn, he gets a bleed up on me. It's a 2v1 at this point. I have no cooldowns, right? My evasion just fell. All of my cooldowns just fell. I get bashed, and I am pretty much dead. I blind the Druid as soon as I come out of the stuns, and I die anyway. So that's how fast you can die to a Druid. once you have no cooldowns, right? So we kind of open on the pally, use all of our cooldowns, and a lot of times we'll kill one guy, but then we'll just die 1v2, or something like this will happen where it's a 1v1 situation, because, I mean, at that point, the bleeds just killed me. So that's why it's hard to beat Feral Druids, right? If we mess up anything, if he gets one row of bleeds on me, I am dead, even if I get that blind, that reset, the saps, etc. We did manage to get the win there, but that's what will happen a lot of times versus Feral Druids. They'll just get those bleeds up, and we won't be able to come back. Black Rook Hold Arena. Again, we are fighting a Ret Paladin and a Restoration Druid. We can do a lot of different stuff here, but the key thing to keep in mind is if we're going onto the Druid, we want CC on the Pally. If we're going on the Pally, we want CC on the Druid, right? Because of that sank. If we go on the Druid with no CC on the Pally, he's just going to sank out of those stuns, which is, you know, very bad for us, right? We go onto the Druid in bear form, getting that resap onto the Paladin. The skin is out. I actually blind the Pally here, which isn't the greatest because he has the auto trinket Ashbringer. I should have cheap shotted the Pally and then blind him after if I was going to even blind there, but I blinded to get the Unbreakable Will. Not the best trade, but we do manage to get the trinket and the skin out from the Druid. So if we do one nice reset, we can you know, easily do the same thing and look at Pally's like trinket sank or bubble sank, something like that. Or we could sap the Druid and go Pally here. So there's a lot of different things we can do, and it kind of just depends on positioning. Who's getting the eye? The eye's coming out in 45 seconds now. We kind of have to feel it out, right? So a lot of people ask me, like, what's the strategy, double rogue versus this? Because, you know, we're the highest double rogue, and everyone's like, you know, what do you do? What do you do? But we kind of play on the fly. So here, the Druid doesn't have trinket. He's in bear form, so we decide to go on the Paladin. We get that full kitty on the Pally. He doesn't have that Unbreakable Will, so he is going to have to trinket that. He pops his wings, trying to get that resap onto the Druid. I do manage to get it, and we force the Pally's bubble here, and I trinket Vanish to get clean in stealth. Now, eyes are out in 15 seconds, which is very unfortunate because we just did go. We don't have Vanish for another 35. But we could just win with this next go when the eyes come out, and we go when they get the eyes. So that's what we've been doing now that Vanish has a longer cooldown. We just go with the eyes. So the Druid has no trinket, Pally has no trinket, no bubble. So if we just do this next go really clean, we should win the game. Now Pally's going to get the eye. I'm going to try to sap Druid here. We sap both of them. We open up onto the Pally. Full stun coming out. Dance, Cold Blood, Blades, like pretty much everything here. But he does bump, so I step to my partner. Don't have a re-stealth yet, trying to turtle this out as long as we can. The bop does come out onto the Pally, so he's fine for a little bit, but that full blind onto the Druid, trying to get that sap off the blind. I do manage to get that sap off the blind, but it's very short. We get that kidney follow-up CC, and the Pally goes down. So nice little, like, extension there, right? The Pally was fine because that Bob, we just ran away, stepped to our partners, sat behind the pillar, continue that CT chain with the blind, into the sap, into the kidney with the Bell of Silence, and boom, the Ret goes down. And this match, guys, was kind of the highlight of the night. We fought Brian and Pet Kick. These guys are #1 on the 2v2 ladder, pretty much crushing everyone in North America right now in 2v2. They are #1 by like 100 or 200 points. These guys absolutely own, and they beat us almost every time we fight them. We fought them a couple times this season already, and they just play so well defensively. It's very hard to crack them. Right away, we open up onto the Pally. With the sap on the Death Knight. The Death Knight trinkets, the Pally trinkets. The Pally still has his bubble available though, so we're really going to need to get this bubble, get that cheap shot, and we do manage to get the bubble. Right here, Cloak Vanish, reset clean. Once again, Pally has no trinket, he has no bubble, because he's in that Forbearance. My partner Cloak vanishes as well. So you guys guessed it, we're going to sap the DK, reopen up on the Pally, his Forbearance for 16 more seconds, 15 seconds, 14 seconds. Once that Forbearance reset, he's going to have another bop, so we have to kill right now. There's 11 seconds left on Forbearance. We get that full sap onto the Death Knight. We're just starting to hit the Pally right now. Full kidney shot goes out, popping every cooldown. No resap onto the Death Knight because the pets keep him in combat. The blind comes out and the Pally goes down. We almost never beat this team, but like I said in this, like that game versus the Feral, it's not over yet. We pretty much used every cooldown just to survive. Pop that evasion, do get asphyxiated through it though, trying to just get as much damage out. At this point, I'm pretty much thinking I'm dead, but I'm gonna get him as low as I can so my rogue can do better in the 1v1. Hitting him is, you know, just as much as I can with my dance. I vanish out at 3% life, 2% life. I have that Cold Blood and that Gormaz coming up right about now, so if I do get that re-stealth, I can help my partner. My partner's at 1% too, and we do manage to take him out. This was a miracle game, guys. We obviously don't always beat these guys, but they're 2600 MMR. They're rank 1 on the 2v2 ladder. Here in a second, I actually tab out to make sure. I looked up the 2v2 ladder live on stream. I'm like, I'm pretty sure those guys are rank 1. There is the ladder, guys. Petcake and Brian, 27-19, rank 1 on the ladder, and we do take them out. Very happy with that game. Very happy with all of these games. If you guys enjoyed these matches as Double Rogue, make sure to thumbs it up, and I'll make sure to upload more Double Rogue. Been playing quite a bit. If you didn't like it, guys, thumbs it down. Talk to me in the comments about what you guys want to see for next time, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you guys next time. Peace!